Raw in Liverpool in the UK. And after that little hiccup with the WWE network, those UK fans are really gonna hijack Raw, aren't they? Aren't they?
They say I'm cocky, and I say what? It ain't bragging, motherfucker, if you back it up.
What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. And I gotta do some house cleaning first. There wasn't anything on this channel last week. For those of you that have been watching the new thing that I've been doing with The Walking Dead, the Walking Stuff and Dead Things series that I've been doing with my buddy Bird, there will be a double episode this week covering the past 2 episodes of The Walking Dead, so do not fear. All the fucked uppery that's happened in the past 2 weeks in that realm will be addressed. Tune in probably Wednesday or Thursday this week. Now, there wasn't anything wrestling related put on here. Because I felt like crap all of last week. One of the reasons Walking Stuff and Dead Things didn't go up. The other is because I'm working on a little bit of a project for you guys. I shouldn't say for you guys, because as odd as this is going to sound, this little project that I've got coming up, I have no idea when it's going to come up. But I will say it's more for me than it is for my audience. At the same time, I hope you guys obviously enjoy it. I'm not trying to be cryptic on purpose, but I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag just yet. But just know that when this does come out, you'll be able to say, I was there. Anyways, Raw in Liverpool, where really nothing was said about the network, and really the crowd didn't do fuck all. They really did. I know UK fans are entitled and think that they deserve every Raw that happens in the UK to be WrestleMania, and it wasn't. Guys, this is me. I'm the guy that's notorious for overselling the WWE. And I will say that while it was by no means a bad show, there was some crap on this show tonight. And I can admit that. If the other guys that love to poo-poo all over Raw could admit the good, that would be cool too. But sorry guys, my chair has no back on it. So I'm sitting on the base of what used to be my computer chair that tends to do funny things, and I'm not a small guy, you guys know this. Now, I'm not, before we get into anything, I know there's going to be 101 comments doing, oh, well, next week they're going to have Grumpy Cat. But, yeah, they'll do something stupid with the Grumpy Cat memes, and then they'll get on with the show. So, I know, I'm predicting, I am Nostradamus right now. Next week on Raw, they'll give us a fantastic show, and all the ones that want to hate on Raw is like, Grumpy Cat, yeah, I'll be tuning in to YouTube to have a good laugh at all of you guys, because you guys are grasping at that kind of straw, aren't you? But tonight's Raw, leading into Survivor Series, and is not all the build right now going to Team Authority versus Team Cena, at least for now, until we get to something else that I'll get to a little later on. The entire intro, before Raw starts, focuses on the Orton beatdown by the Authority and the fact that Ryback is going to face Cena tonight. Triple H says he's going to feed John Cena to Ryback tonight. And then you hear feed me more chance, etc. Cena starts the show, and the crowd is doing the John Cena sucks chant, but they're doing that to his theme, like John Cena sucks, which is cool. And then when he gets to the ring, you don't get the dueling, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. You just get straight, deep, loud boos from the crowd. It's one thing that we've come to expect, that, you know, the let's go Cena is kind of light, the Cena sucks is really loud. To get the straight out boos just made me smile from here to here. Cena tries to play it off as them singing the UK remix of his entrance music, which is really, really lame. He says, I can identify with all of you because I can't field a team for SummerSlam, which is not a good way to endear yourself to the crowd, I wouldn't think. I'm assuming they're talking about soccer. I couldn't be paid to give a shit either way. Not gonna lie. Talks about the stipulation, then he starts name-dropping people that have been dropped because they went against the Authority. Orton last week on Raw, and apparently Ryder is out with a legit injury, so they decided to slip that in there. Obviously, he's just dropping names so that he sounds relevant, which is fine. He says he's got 2 guys for his team already, and I'm thinking he's going to say Ziggler and Big Show, because those are the 2 that have actually said something on TV about wanting to be on this, on Team Cena. But what he says is, I've got Jack Swagger, which I didn't know about, and he's being punished with a match against Seth Rollins today. And this is where I really need to go with I know JBL's the heel commentator, but I really have to go with he's being punished with a match on Raw. He's gonna have a match. He has a match, and there's gonna be a match. On the surface, that on its own isn't punishment. I mean, later on when you see him get, like, double, triple, quadruple teamed, whatever. But the announcement that so-and-so is going to have a match on its own is not a punishment. John Cena, you're horrible. And he mentions Ziggler, and that's enough to get huge Ziggler chants, which makes me smile. Then he puts over his opponent for tonight. He talks about how he's going to be fed to Ryback by Triple H. Starts putting him over as another guy that could be really good for his team. We get loud, 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 feed me more chants from the UK crowd. Fantastic. Calls out Ryback. He says, we got a match tonight, but I want to talk to you right now. Ryback is only in the ring long enough to say, the big guy is back, before the Authority come out with Mark Henry. So you've got Triple H, you've got Stephanie, you've got Rollins, Kane, you've got the Stooges, Mercury, and Noble, and Mark Henry, for reasons. Oh, yes. Steph comes out and she says, from now on, I think I should come out to God Save the Queen, which makes me laugh. I'll put, Triple H says, you're right, I'm going to put the fear of God into everybody because as far as I'm concerned, I am God. As the legit authority figure, that's a pretty good statement to make. Gets in his face, and says, with all the power we have, who has the guts to join you? Yeah. Rollins is going to be Rollins is going to take care of Swagger tonight, and as a bonus, Mark Henry's going to take care of Ziggler. Oh, yes. Triple H and Stephanie start buttering up Ryback. Cena calls the Authority wankers, calls Mark Henry sexual chocolate, and Ryback, who looks like he's going to turn and be on Team Cena, says the following. Something to the effect of, I'm not afraid of the Authority, but I don't see Cena's name on the big guy's paycheck. Plants him with a pretty legitimate looking spine buster, it must be said. Pretty nice. Of course I'm dropping things. First match of the night is probably the match of the night. Rollins versus Swagger. Rollins starts with a cheap shot in the corner that ends up with mud stomps, tackles. He gets tackled by Swagger twice. Rollins bails and out to the outside of the ring and slows down the pace. Comes back and works over Swagger's arm and then gets him with more mud hole stomps. A suplex by Swagger and what I'm going to call the almost Hogan leg drop. And if you've seen a Swagger match, you know what I'm talking about. A snapmare and an armbar on Rollins, working the arm just like he worked his arm in the past, and it's all good. Swagger shoulder tackle into the corner. Swagger shoulder tackles Rollins into one of the turnbuckles and then picks him up in that tackle position and takes him from post to post. It's a nice little spot. Rollins avoids the Swagger bomb. UK, here we go. Here is one of the first national things I'm going to mention tonight. UK, watching two Americans fight, one of them being the all-American American, the UK fans chant, "We the people," as we go to commercial break. We come back and we see Rollins with lots and lots of kicks. While we have JBL chants. Rollins locks in a sleeper while we get Michael Cole and then Jerry Lawler chants. Which is fine. We get a slugfest for a while. Swagger drops Rollins outside of the ring. Swagger counters a pin attempt into an ankle lock, which Rollins breaks at the ropes. Rollins dumps Swagger out of the ring, and I lost my place. They both go outside. Swagger applies the ankle lock once again. Rollins tosses Swagger face first into the post after a distraction from the Stooges 2.0. Curb stomp in the ring. Rollins gets the win. The doctors go to attend to Swagger. They get scared off by the Authority, and curb stomp number 2 ends the segment. Nice match, nice storytelling, nice. There is some psychology there, although it's mostly, authority. We are the Authority, we outnumber everybody, and this is how it fucking goes. And we're gonna fuck you up if you join Team Cena. We see a replay of Christian's Peep Show from SmackDown, and if you saw this, I don't have to explain to you how it was. Ambrose taking over the Peep Show, and then Wyatt cutting his amazing promo from the rampway, and then disappearing, leaving nothing but the rocking chair in the spotlight there. Ambrose has a promo in the back. He says he has more enemies than friends. He has a rap sheet a mile long. Bray Wyatt is absolutely right. He calls me a sinner, and I won't apologize for anything. I'm not a hero, but I fight with demons and ghosts on a day-to-day basis. I will not let you put me out of my misery, but I hope there's a spot saved in hell for both of us. And this is where it's announced that we will, in fact, get Ambrose versus Rollins at Survivor Series 1-on-1. And this is where I say the entire tide of Survivor Series turns. Because everybody's talking about how shit the main event's going to be. Everybody's talking about how we're not getting this, we're not getting this, we're not getting this. From this point on, it doesn't matter, because and not that I don't agree, not that I don't think this is going to be the best match on the card, because obviously it will be, but now that this match has been announced, nobody is going to care about the rest of the card. The rest of the card could be spectacular, but most of the YWC will tell you this is the only good match, no matter what we get. So any other speculation or criticism we hear about Survivor Series from here on in is tainted, because no matter what the WWE does at this point, this is the match that... Oh, excuse me, guys. This is the match that people are going to pay attention to. This is going to be the main event, or should be the main event, or yada, yada, yada. End of that rant. It's just a thing. I know how... Those of you that are like that, I know who you are, and I know how you are. Deluxe man. Sorry, guys. I'm allergic to bullshit. It just comes out sometimes. I'm sorry. Kane talks to Ryback in the back about how important tonight is, and he says he's going to be out there with him, and Ryback says, "Stay out of my way." Immediate dissension with the newest member of Team Authority. Fantastic. Alicia Fox versus Paige. Paige obviously gets a wicked pop, and this was a pretty damn good match for a match that had Alicia Fox in it. Fox hits a sort of Luthez press from the start, punches from the mount position, which is great. Paige bails but comes back with lots and lots of knees. Fox boots Paige out of the ring, sleeper on Paige, and then rams her head into the turnbuckle. Suplex by Fox. Alicia Fox has this weird thing that she does. It's like a surfboard, but then she has you straight up in the air. And from that submission position, she then whiplashes it into a face-first driver. I don't know what to call it, but I'm going to say that she put her in a surfboard submission and turned it into a faceplant, which is nice. Paige counters a slam into a crossbody pin, which gets a 2. Then a Rampage gets the 3. Paige obviously wins because it's Paige, and because the opponent is Alicia Fox, who never has to win a match ever. Moving on. Steph approaches Lana and Rusev about Survivor Series and gives her the whole "you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Hey, we gave you that match against Sheamus last week. Congratulations on your belt, by the way." We have A New Day promo, and it just makes me smile for no other reason than how much Deluxe Man hates it. Oh yes. Steph and Triple H are watching Vince's promo from last week, and they trash Vince for a little while. They decide that they're going to win despite all the odds, and then they make out for a second, which is because wrestling. Rusev's... Okay. Here's where I'm going to do it, guys. Here's where I'm going to say the next little bit of this show is oh so shitty. Oh yes. We have Rusev's victory celebration. The commentators play up Rusev as the undefeated champion that he is. He's the new U.S. champion. They replay the Raw victory last week in the after Raw match between Sheamus and Rusev. And I'm going to address this too, because people are saying how stupid this is, how it was a cheap ploy to plug the network, and yada yada yada, and we're hearing way too much about the network, and this is bullshit, and these guys got 2 matches, and okay. First of all, each one of these guys had a match on Raw last week that lasted, what, maybe a minute? And in the process, Tyson Kidd got a victory over Sheamus, who's a former world champion. So all the NXT marks out there should be really, really happy. Oh yes. But then, they had this match after Raw ended. You want to draw people to the network. Most of the network product is either newbies from NXT, which I'm sorry, isn't everybody's cup of tea, or old footage. You want to bring people to the network with current stuff, and you already have dark matches on Raw. So why not televise the dark matches? I'm just saying, they do the Raw recap and the Raw preview and all that live from the show. Why would you not just televise the dark match? It's the easiest, cheapest, and you don't have to put anything extra into it. Just leave the cameras rolling. It's a fantastic move on WWE's part, and it's a little bonus, a little bump for those of us that did, in fact, decide to get the WWE Network. It works on every level possible. So they go over the victory that Sheamus had last week on the After Raw show. Lana says that Rusev wears the belt to show his superiority over America. And it gets to me why everybody's being quiet in the crowd is because they're in the UK. And they're in the UK. And they're in the UK. Russia versus the United States in the UK. Just saying. There is a supposed rep from the office of Vladimir Putin who talks Rusev up some more, reads an official proclamation from Vladimir Putin, which is really, really funny. They play the Russian national anthem, which is interrupted by Sheamus. We come back. we have Rusev versus Sheamus. Now, there's a couple more problems I have with this, and you guys are loving this. You guys that think I'm way too nice to Raw are loving that there's shit happening here right now. Oh, yes. I'm not even talking about how shitty the match is. I'll get to that in a second. But, on the first thing, they have Michael Cole on the announce team say to all the Russian people, if anybody was offended by Sheamus coming down and interrupting your national anthem, we at the WWE are deeply... Fuck off! Absolutely fuck off. The Brazil thing with Chris Jericho, bullshit. Shawn Michaels pissing off my fellow Canadians by sticking the Canadian... It's a fucking storyline. Friggin' Big Show pulling down the flag, it's a fucking storyline. The fact that WWE is that whipped by public opinion is fucking pathetic. Oh, yes. But not only that, here's the prime thing, guys. You've got an Irishman representing America. You've got a Bulgarian representing Russia in the UK. Because wrestling. Oh, yes. And if that's not bad enough, this match is shit. I could show you my writing. My writing is really, really shitty, guys. But I will tell you my notes for this match. Lots of headlocks, pushing and shoving. Oh, and punches. That's what my notes say. There's one sort of nice spot where Rusev hits a fall-away slam on Sheamus on the commentator table. It looks okay. The table doesn't break or anything like that, so it can't be that bad. Noble and Mercury are watching. Eventually, they distract Sheamus. Rusev wins by countout. This match was shit and pointless. The only thing I like about this, two things actually. I like the Stooges 2.0. I like Mercury and Noble in the Patterson and Briscoe spot, because as comedy backup characters, they're doing an okay job and they make me smile. Second of all, if you're trying to put over how hot Lana is, don't have her next to Lillian Garcia. Oh, no, no, no. No, no. Steph, Lana, and Rusev are in the back once again, and they announce that Rusev will, in fact, be on Team Authority. Steph tells her to shut up about Putin because we are the authority figures. Love it. Rollins welcomes Ryback to Team Authority. Ryback doesn't care. Oh, yes. Los Matadors with El Torito versus The Miz. Damien Mizdow and oh yes, Mini Miz and fucking Tyson. Loud Mizdow chants before the match even started. Matadors in this match, I have to say, because they're jobbers, I have to point this out, they don't look that bad in this match. They really, really don't. Mizdow distracts, and Miz hits a back and neck breaker on one of the Matadors. I'm not even going to pretend I know which one, because that would be wrong. Mizdow tags in, big pop, Miz tags himself back in, crowd boos. Everybody gets the reactions that they're looking for. Torito and Mini Miz fight on the outside. Miz goes for the pin on one of the Matadors. Mizdow holds the foot down. Miz and Mizdow get the win. Somebody I was following on Twitter said, hey, Miz is better than that. He doesn't need the Heenan win. I like that. That's funny. That makes me smile. Cena and Ziggler are in the back talking about how screwed they are. Swagger because of the double curb stomp. In the ring, he took the curb stomp in the ring twice, which it's an impressive move, and I like this on one level because it shows the impact and the power and the destruction of the curb stomp. But it's a move that people have taken multiple times in matches before and maybe lost the match, but still been okay. So him taking two curb stomps in the ring, not on the steps, not on the desks, not on the floor, not on the mats, etc., in the ring, has him out indefinitely. So we have Cena and Ziggler. They're finally on the same page. They talk about how they haven't been always on the same page. Triple H comes in and just sort of sings to them. Dun, dun, dun. Another one bites the dust, which makes me smile. It's good. Triple H as a heel is fantastic. Ziggler versus Mark Henry is next. We see the Luke Harper creepy eye thing happen. Oh, John Cena has been banned from ringside for this match. Because wrestling. Henry tosses Dolph around. Ziggler tries to outquick him, for lack of a better term. We have the power versus speed. It's as historical as the day is long. Power versus speed. Henry misses a splash in the corner. Huge sunset flip roll-up type thing by Ziggler that looked messy. So did a bulldog, so much that I can't even really call it a bulldog. It was more like he just threw his head at the mat, kind of. Henry tosses Ziggler by the head, and I mean like palms his head like a basketball and uses that to throw him into the rail outside. Ziggler sidesteps Henry as he tries to tackle him into the rail, and Henry eats the rail himself. Henry owns with chairs and steps, which obviously causes a disqualification. Brings the bottom half of the steps in the ring. Obviously, the idea is going to be that he's going to give him the world's strongest slam on the bigger part of the steps. Watching Mark Henry try to maneuver the steps into the ring was kind of funny because he struggled and it just looked really, really funny. But he doesn't get to do the slam on the steps. Big Show makes the save, chases off Henry, and announces, big surprise, that he's on Team Cena. Oh yes, right now, I have exactly one reason to give a shit about Team Cena, and his name is Dolph Ziggler, and he just got owned by Mark Henry, which is sad. We see another New Day promo. I picture Alex in Texas or wherever the hell he is, pulling out his ropey hair and getting angrier and angrier and angrier at this, and it puts the biggest smile on my face. Oh yes, because Kofi Kingston is still a comedy jobber. Oh yes. Sheamus, talking to John Cena and Ziggler, and Big Show in the back, says he's going to join Team Cena. They say very ominously, well, I guess we only need one more, because that doesn't set up what's going to happen in the main event at all. AJ versus Brie, because Nikki says so. We see a clip of them from the app. It's an app exclusive being shown on television. WWE needs to really look up the meaning of the word exclusive. But basically, they're no longer Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. They're Lady Bella and Cinder Bella, which is so obnoxious it fits this storyline perfectly. Brie starts with a tackle, AJ counters with a high elbow. AJ rides a nice looking headlock, which Brie counters into multiple knees. Mudhole stomps on AJ in the corner. AJ counters a front slam into a nice looking tornado DDT. Top rope drop kick by Brie, high knees by AJ, and a Black Widow gets the win for AJ in a decent, really, really decent women's match. Nikki attacks from behind after the bell. Literally, the split second it took Brie to tap out, before she had even put her down from the Black Widow, Nikki was already attacking her. Hits the rack attack. It's still a pretty move done by a pretty girl. And so far, every woman on this show, from Paige to Alicia Fox to Lillian Garcia to the Bellas to AJ Lee, are all hotter than Lana. Oh fuck yes. Henry welcomes Ryback to the team and makes fun of him for WrestleMania, because that's going to help, and Ryback doesn't care. Which is great. Tyson Kidd versus Adam Rose is happening because wrestling. We see on SmackDown how Adam Rose beat his bunny, which I'm sure somebody of a lot less taste, Mark Pearson, will turn into a masturbation joke sooner or later. Arm drag on Tyson, who bails to the apron and hangs Rose up on the ropes. Pendulum kick to Rose from the outside, and Tyson sits in a nice, long headlock in the center of the ring, which allows us to divert our attention to none other than Eric Rowan, who pushes his way through the, what do you call them? The Rosebuds, makes his way over to the announcer's side of the ring, pulls off his mask, says she's not here, and leaves. Now, a lot of people are saying that he was looking for Natty because Natty wasn't down there with Tyson. But if you remember, either on last week's Raw or last week's SmackDown, he interrupted an interview segment with Renee Young where he proceeded to comb and smell her hair and tell her that she's pretty. So are we going to get like a Sam Shaw, Christy Hemme creepy thing? That could be a thing. Maybe. But who's going to come to her aid? It's Renee Young. She's my hometown girl. I'll come to her. You know, I'll get scripted to beat up Eric Rowan. That'd be fine and wonderful. A lot of kicks to Tyson Kidd's chest and a really, really crisp-looking spinebuster by Rose. The bunny gets on the top rope and Rose stops to tell him to get down and stops to yell at his bunny, which gives Tyson Kidd the opportunity to put the sharpshooter on. Tyson Kidd, really, while nobody's looking, is piling up a decent amount of victories on Raw. I mean, this is Adam Rose, but I mean, he beat, like I said, he beat Sheamus last week. Now, albeit by countout or whatever, but he still did. Rose beats up the bunny after the match because wrestling. Jericho is going to have the entire authority on the highlight reel on Friday, because that doesn't spell disaster at all. We see a Wyatt promo in response to Dean Ambrose's earlier promo, but Dean Ambrose's promo being short and sweet and enough that I could actually write it down was written down, and I told you what he said. Bray Wyatt is just Bray Wyatt. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. I cannot do Bray Wyatt's promos justice. And that's not me kissing his ass, that's just me being honest with you guys. Cena versus Ryback. Much like Sheamus versus Rusev was garbage. Cena comes out because he can't have any help. Ryback comes out with all of the authority. And if you guys were tweeting along with me on Raw tonight, you will know that I said, oh, okay, 1 versus 7. Of course Cena's gonna win. But, yeah, it's a match consisting of 20 minutes of them tossing and pushing each other around. The high point being Cena, or not so much accidentally, but intentionally throwing Ryback into Kane on the outside. This match is so boring, I had time to notice the Mordecai sign in the crowd. Does anybody remember Mordecai? I barely remember Mordecai, but I noticed that sign. That's how boring this match was. We get to the end. Kane distracts Cena. Ryback tries to do something, Kane jumps Cena, the disqualification happens, and here's where the story is really told. Because the match, like I say, was useless. Kane and Ryback face off. Rollins jumps in to break them up. Ryback floors Rollins, which looked funny. Authority beat down Ryback. Sheamus comes down and jumps Rusev. Kane chokeslams Sheamus. Big Show comes out and KOs the Stooges, which looked really funny, because he doesn't even really plow into them, he just goes, boop, boop. That's it. He played whack-a-mole with the Stooges. It's fantastic. Rollins hits a big knee to Show, and Henry hits the world's strongest slam on Show. Ryback comes back and flattens the entire Authority, because this is the Ryback segment. Apparently, hits a shell shock on Kane, which indeed was nice. Everybody's left laying except for Ryback. Ryback goes to the back. Cena's in the ring, still sitting, doing the typical John Cena, very confused, what do I do now face. The whole thing is, all of Team Authority is out there, so why wasn't all of Team Cena out there? Why wasn't Ziggler out there to help his team? Well, we cut to the back, where Triple H and Stephanie are watching what Ryback just did to their team, and they're in dismay. But you see them all of a sudden fly backwards, because Dolph Ziggler, or the limp, lifeless carcass of Dolph Ziggler, is tossed down at the couch beside their TV. And they look up, and they're absolutely flabbergasted. They look over, and it's nobody but Luke fucking Harper, who stares them both down and says, "I'm a team player." And that's the show. Luke Harper is the last member of Team Authority. Ryback is, I'm assuming, the last member of Team Cena. And this is a very weird Survivor Series match. Because as it stands right now, you've got Rollins, Kane, Mark Henry, Rusev, and Luke Harper versus Cena, Ziggler, Big Show, Ryback, and Sheamus. There's not a whole lot to give a shit about in that match. There's maybe Harper, Rollins, Ziggler, and Ryback to give a shit about in that match. But we don't have to give a shit, because nobody's going to talk about anything but Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt, and everything will tickety-poo along as we tickety-poo along. We're going to get Paige versus Nikki, which I have no problem with. We're going to get some sort of fatal four-way with the tag team division, because that's just the way they're going to book it, because the focus isn't there, because they know that the fans are only going to focus on Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, so why shouldn't they? I really don't blame the WWE in that regard. As far as the UK fans, and I'm going to address this, and I'm going to say this as nicely as I possibly can. UK fans can suck a lot of dick. Oh yes. Because, as I said before, they expect every live event that comes to the UK, because they don't get it very often, to be WrestleMania. And I hate to break it to you, if you buy a ticket to Raw, you go to Raw. If you buy a ticket to a house show, you're going to a house show. If you want to spend the money to come to America, where, WWE is based, then you can go to WrestleMania. Otherwise, fuck off. And you didn't get your network, not because WWE doesn't know what they're doing, but because your cable network are being assholes, not the WWE. Oh yes, I'm not even American, and you guys have me sticking up for America. Because America. Because wrestling. Because UK fans. Hashtags all over the fucking shop. Anyways, I've been Spaz, your YWC reality check, no matter what country you live in. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger, I'll talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, here's to ya, and I'm tagging out.
Sunshine, come a freak like me.